So here I've taken my video that I want to track, and I've turned it into an image sequence with the naming convention, something 001, 002, etc. To now track this, you're going to hit the N panel, which is where Camera Tracker lives. First of all, you're going to select an image sequence. Everything else is disabled. So literally choose the directory. Doesn't need to be the image, just the directory where all these images live. Click accept. And now you say, what are the aspects of my footage? Let's just get rid of this. For example, do you zoom in and out during the shot? Chances are you aren't, so I'm going to disable this. Is my footage especially shaky? Specifically, am I rotating like left and right all the time? It needs to be pretty aggressive to have this apply, so I'm going to say no. Do I want to refine and make better like features? I do. And then you can basically say how much computation do you want to throw at this? More features, the longer it will take, but most likely the better that it's going to be. And then finally, once we have our feature detection for our matching of features, we first of all need to say the number of frames of overlap. So here I'm saying look 10 frames ahead and match based on that. The higher this is, usually the better, but it takes much longer. And then enable smart overlap, which does a whole bunch of things. It lets you do two-way tracking and all of that. If you have a NVIDIA card with CUDA, which if you got one over the last 3 years, it does, you can enable CUDA. Otherwise, it will use CPU. And once we have all that, you're going to hit Camera Track, which will open this. It's going to take a second to load, and then it's just going to blast through these. The higher resolution, the longer it will take. And make sure to not have heavily motion blurred footage and all of that, so normal principles apply. And now it's going to do the matching super quickly, and then we have the final step, which is the solving. Okay, so it reached the end here. It will automatically hide the console, and you're going to see there's two things. It imports in a animated camera and a point cloud. By default, they're not necessarily going to be aligned with the ground, but if I go to my camera and I kind of view the playback, you can see this definitely represents our footage. We can ensure that by going to our camera and loading in the same movie clip. So I'm going to bring in a movie clip background image. Ideally, you pick the image sequence over the footage. So just select all of these, click open clip. And now when I play this, you can see everything is nice and tracked. To get the alignment to be better, you can see from the side view, it's very clear that this is to be the floor. Add a empty object, which will let me parent a bunch of things to it. Invert the selection, which will select the point cloud and the camera. We are going to shift click to control P, parent it to the empty. And now the beauty is it will maintain the animation even if I rotate it. So I'm just going to position this so it's roughly level with the ground. You can be more accurate with this. And just with that, you can already kind of tell what the scene is. Like we have this floor, we have this brick wall here. You can see some of that structure. But now if I go into the camera view, you can see the ground is more level. If you want, you can also do like extra rotation on the Z. If I add anything to this, like I'm going to add a monkey, scale that up and make sure that it's sitting on the ground, which I have a little tool for in Genie, ground tool. You can see this is now perfectly tracked on with all the correct camera parameters, etc. Note that it found the best focal length, and it is actually roughly 30 millimeters because I know what I filmed with. For a different track, just pick a different image sequence or data set, pick settings, and click Camera Track.